Okay, quick tour of a couple of things here in the sump slash under the tank area. First of all, let's cover the dial here, or the needle valve. This needle valve sits right here. Turning clockwise will turn it off or start to close it. Turning it to the left instead, counterclockwise, opens it up. Very, very fine adjustments needed there. The other thing I expect you might need to do is leverage this. This is the controller for the max spec gyre, and the buttons that we use, really the only one I need used during the maintenance is the power button. You'll see here that we've got the time and some other indications here, but just pressing briefly the power button will put it into a pause mode. This is needed during feeding and during water changes. So if you press it and let go, you should see that the screen changed and it now says 30 minutes and the power button is pausing. You can leave it for 30 minutes and the pump will come back on. Once that pause mode has been turned off, or expires rather. You can also just disable it if you finish feeding or finish your maintenance. You can just press again and it should come back on, and you'll see the time right there, as well as some of the other details about the power level and everything. So really important this one stays on. So another thing, especially during water changes, that needs to be done is pressing feed mode D on the apex will turn all the pumps off, but because I've got a battery backup unit over here, the main pump runs through that and therefore will stay on. It actually turns on and then shuts off after 5 minutes and stays off for 15 and repeats that cycle. So when doing maintenance especially, really that's the only time, a water change, we just take this out, slide it up and out. And then there's two connections here. Both of them have labels that indicate that it's the Vectra and the battery. This one says it goes to the battery. And basically you just disconnect both of them and the pump will power completely off. And then it's just really important to plug them both back in the right spots. Quick shot there. Not the one at the far side, but rather the one in the middle and the next one over. And then slide it back in. So again, that's in concert with pressing maintenance mode or feed mode D as in Delta on the tank. One of the other things to note are the dosing pumps here. And if you're in here at all and fiddling around, you just want to make sure that none of these connections have pulled out. So there's 8 connections total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They are somewhat sensitive, and if you're messing around in there, they could get disconnected, and then there's potential that stuff will be leaking all over the place. So just make sure they're not twisted or disconnected. All right, that should be it.